Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
Thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. We're taking your phone calls tonight. 412-575-2600 is the number, and things weren't good for the Pirates tonight. Derek Dietrich almost beat the Pirates by himself. 6 RBIs, 3 homers. He is officially now the Pirates' killer. And 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Pirates scored 6 runs. Grand slam by Kevin Newman. That was the highlight for the Buccos, and things could get worse. If you thought that tonight was bad, things could get worse because Jordan Lyles left the game. He was hurt in the 4th. The head trainer came out. Clint Hurdle came out. They looked at him. He had a left hamstring discomfort. Stayed in the game in the 4th and then left the game. So I guess he'll be reevaluated. And if the Pirates lose another pitcher, it's going to go downhill in a hurry for the Buccos. So right now was not pretty for the Pirates. And if you thought Derek Dietrich disrespected the Pirates last night, then he doubled down, tripled down on it tonight with 3 homers. He has 17 home runs on the season right now, and his numbers against the Pirates are pretty unbelievable this year. He's 9 for 23, 7 home runs, and 14 RBI. Pretty good. And I officially think that he can do whatever he wants on the base pass now after he puts up a game like this. And he's doing a lot of his work against right-handed pitching. And, you know, the Pirates just threw meatballs over the plate to this guy tonight. Of course he's going to hit it out of the park. An 85-mile-an-hour changeup by Jordan Lyles right over the middle of the plate. Now, at least if you were upset with what he did last night and kind of showing off the Pirates with standing there, watching it, taking him 30 seconds to round the base, well, the first pitch you throw to him is an 85-mile-an-hour changeup right down the middle. What do you think's going to happen? I mean, at least throw, inside on the guy. Jam him up a little bit, brush him back. Don't throw at him. I'm not here to say hit the guy. I know a lot of people on Twitter, and you hear a lot of announcers and people saying that they should just throw at his leg or throw at his behind him or something. Well, Jordan Lyles would have got thrown out of the game if you did something like that. Now, I'm not advocating that at all, but I'm saying maybe go high and inside, not near his head. Don't try to hit him in his head, but throw him something up here to jam him, to get him to move back a little bit, make him uneasy at the plate. But instead, you throw a changeup right down the middle. It was just a disaster from the 4th inning on for the Pirates tonight. And right now, they're back under 500, 26 and 27 on the season. And I think my question to you tonight is, will the Pirates ever be over 500 for the rest of the season? My answer right now, looking at their next 2 weeks, because, they have Cincinnati tomorrow. They could get back to 500 tomorrow against Cincinnati. They could split this series. And then you have 2 against Milwaukee. More than likely, you're going to probably split that. Who knows what the pitching scenario is going to be. It's Steven Brault tomorrow, and who knows how it's going to unfold after that. You're supposed to have Musgrove and Archer go next, and then I guess we're going to go back to Kingham because they sent Mitch Keller back down. Are you going to try the opener again? They kept Richard Rodriguez instead of Mitch Keller here. If Jordan Lyles goes on the injured reserve or injured list right now, then you're in big-time trouble. Derek Keuchel's still out there. Dallas Keuchel's. I'm getting all the Derek Dietrich and Dallas. Dallas Keuchel's still out there. And he said he would take a 1-year deal. Go after him. Get him for 1 year. That's all you'd want him for anyways. He's 31. He wanted some ridiculous amount for a 5-6-year deal. That's not going to happen. But the Yankees are going to sign him as soon as the draft's over, and that's in a couple weeks. He's going to get signed somewhere as soon as the draft's over because then a team doesn't have to compensate the Astros for giving him a qualifying offer. So go and try to get him now. I read a report. I forget. Sorry, but I forget who wrote it. I don't know if it was The Athletic or some other site. They were talking about how Tampa Bay is interested in Dallas Keuchel. Maybe Kimbrel, too. So, this is a team that has money and is going out and trying to maybe do something. What are the Pirates doing right now? They got to make a move with the pitching. We haven't even heard. They haven't been in town, but I'm anxious to when they get here, what is the status of Trevor Williams? You know, that would be one of the first questions I would ask Clint Hurdle when they're back here. What's going on with Trevor Williams right now? Is he going to be out for a lengthy period of time? We know Jamison Towns going to be out for at least until all of June, July, August, something like that. So Trevor Williams, he needs to get back in that rotation. They need to figure things out with Chris Archer. He needs to figure things out. And then Musgrove's kind of got to get things settled again. Jordan Lyles was your best pitcher. And if he's hurt and he's out, then the Pirates are in big-time trouble. I think they're in big trouble now. And I'm getting back to, do you think they'll be over 500 at any point the rest of the season? Looking at their schedule, they have Milwaukee and Atlanta again. So I don't think so. I think yesterday was the last time you will see them over 500. All right, I'd like to hear from you guys, 412-575-2600. You can sound off on the Pirates, their ownership, their management, the players, whatever you want. We'll talk Buccos tonight, coming up next on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.